Hey, what's up guys, Jed here. Intermittent fasting mistakes that people still continue to make without even realizing it. What kind of mistakes would those be, you may ask? Good question. Let's talk about it. But before we get into the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you stay up to date whenever I post a new video. So this first mistake might not seem like a big deal, but believe me, it really is. And it's probably the first mistake that a majority of people make, which is not preparing yourself before fasting. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, what you'll see a lot of people do is, as soon as they hear about all the benefits of intermittent fasting, and of course weight loss, they immediately start straight away without even doing some sort of preparation to get their bodies used to it. One of the many things that I tell people is that they need to start small. And by that, I mean starting off with shorter fasts like 12 to 14 hours. This, I believe, will help you a lot, especially if you're considering intermittent fasting. As they say, you need to at least be able to do a full 16-hour fast for it to even be considered intermittent fasting. So be sure to prepare yourself by practicing shorter fasts, and also make sure to whip out your timer to make sure you can keep track of how long you've been fasting. Also, feel free to change it up a bit. Don't restrict yourself to just 12 to 14 hours. Perhaps you're someone who can't do that yet, and if that's the case, then go ahead and bring it down to 10 hours, maybe even 8 hours. Do what you gotta do to get yourself prepared for that 16-hour fast. On to our next mistake, which is not eating enough protein. Protein is one of those macronutrients that you really don't want to ignore, especially if you're intermittent fasting. The main reason is because it helps keep you full. According to Healthline, protein reduces appetite and makes you eat fewer calories. So what happens when you don't eat as much and as often? Of course, weight loss. So make sure you're eating enough protein. There are plenty of ways to easily get the protein that you need for the day. You can get it from chicken, turkey, fish, and the list goes on. And if you want something more convenient and faster, you can always do it through supplementation or nutrition bars, and once again, the list goes on. Next mistake. You're still eating way too much. I can't tell you how many times I've come across people asking me why they aren't losing weight. And so that's when I ask them, well, what'd you eat today? Then they tell me things like they ate fast food twice today because they were in a hurry. They ate 20 cookies while watching a movie without even realizing it. They had a fat slice of cake today because it was someone's birthday. I'm sure you can relate to at least one of those. Again, make sure that you are completely honest with yourself when it comes to your diet, and of course, start making better choices. And now our last and final mistake. People breaking their fast and setting their eating window too early. So if you're someone who follows a schedule of 16-8, perhaps you're eating a little too early. Some people start eating at 10 a.m. and then stop at 6 p.m. And I know that's really common for a lot of people. Even I myself have done that in the past. Now there's nothing wrong with that, and it works. But if you do follow that, you really need to ask yourself this specific question. If I stop eating today at 6 p.m., am I willing to wait until 10 a.m. the next day to start eating again? Now I want you to think of it like this, as someone who has an earlier eating window. If I stop eating today around 12 p.m., will I be able to wait until 4 a.m. the next day until I can eat again? As you can see, it's a little different now, right? Do you see how that works? So what's gonna happen a lot of the times is people realize that they can't follow their schedule because it's too early. Whereas if they set their schedule a little later during the day, you're going to be sleeping a majority of your fast. Plus, it's easy, and who doesn't want easy? So make sure you set your eating window a little later during the day and break your fast at that time instead. So that's all I gotta say about that. If you guys are interested in learning more about weight loss and intermittent fasting, be sure to check out my last video where I talk about ACV and intermittent fasting. Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and tap that notification bell so that you never miss out on any future videos. Also, don't forget to leave a like and comment down below letting me know, what mistakes have you guys made when intermittent fasting? And with that said, I will see you guys next time.